Hey guys, welcome in to the Sportscast brought to you by the Outspoken Network, guys. Welcome in. It's just Brian this week going solo. It's just me. Craig is at a retreat, um, enjoying some time and peace with to himself with his bosses. I guess supervisors went on a trip. That's pretty cool. And then Jeff is got his in-laws in town. So that being said, he is preoccupied. All right, guys, this is the week one. I talked about week one games on Tuesday. I'm going to do it again. We're going to talk about the game on Thursday with the Ravens and Chiefs. We're going to talk about the game last night. We're going to talk about the Jordan Love injury and how heartbroken we are as Packer fans with the news. It's better news than it could be. Where do we go from here? um, we got some college football games as well to get into as Colorado looks like its normal self. They're getting manhandled by Nebraska. So, um, all that on this episode, guys. Join in the chat. You can find us on the Outspoken Network on YouTube under the Sportscast tab. You can find me on live on Facebook to my Facebook account for Brian Watson. Look up the Packers. Um, it's Packers right now. So football season has started. It has officially started. Most of the games are tomorrow. Um, we're excited. It's the best time of year. I'm super excited for it, and I hope that I know that you guys are too. Football is the most watched uh, sport in America. So, all right, guys. Well, Thursday night came. I was super excited for the game, and I was. That's weird. Sorry, my computer is glitching on me. I was super excited to come home and watch the football game, and it was the Ravens and the Chiefs, and it was a good game. I picked the Chiefs to win the football game, and because it's just hard to pick against the best team in football, it's hard to pick against the best quarterback in football. They did lose opening week last year to the Lions by 1 point. It was a good game. Um, I thought Lamar might have shown up because of the facts that it wasn't a playoff game and it was only regular season. So, and he actually played decent until it mattered. It came down. It came down to. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Sorry, I'm getting hacked or glitched over here or something. It's super weird. Um, let's try this again. It came down to the final drive of the game, and um, Ravens were making a drive. They get down to the first and goal from the 10-yard line, and Lamar throws a pass. It's really high. Wide receiver couldn't come down with it on the left side of the end zone. Second down, maybe 10 seconds on the clock. He misses a wide open guy in the back of the end zone, and you're going, "Well, that's typical." I mean, he threw it way behind him. The wide receiver's running to the one side, and um, he's running to one side, and he throws it. He throws it way behind him. He can't get it. So you're like, okay, come on, Lamar. Well, he throws the pass. It looks like it's going to be a touchdown, and all of a sudden, um, it's incomplete because his toe is out of bounds. Now, this is gonna make me mad. ESPN is messing up right now. It's getting hacked or something. But anyways, it he comes down with it. You're like, okay, it's cool. He scored a touchdown. They're gonna tie it up. Harbaugh's on the sideline going, go for two, go for the win. Let's win the game, which is pretty ballsy. Uh, and they review every scoring play, and his toe is out of bounds when he comes down, making an incomplete pass, no time on the clock. And the Ravens lose 27-20 to the Chiefs. It was a good game. Lamar had a decent game. I feel like their their um, offense was gadgety. They didn't go they didn't make those. They weren't just drop back a pass kind of offense, and it was a gadget kind of offense where they just jet sweep here, jet sweep there. They used Derrick Henry. He did okay. I don't think he was all that flashy where you notice that he made such a impact in the game. You know what I mean? So I'm not too big on Derrick Henry because of the fact that um he's washed up. He's a little older. He's not going to break those tackles and just break long yards and just make people miss. Like Derrick Henry, 13 carries for 46 yards. That's nothing that's nothing to sit here and say he's going to be such a game changer for this team. I mean, and the Chiefs have a good defense, but I'm just not seeing it. Lamar rushed for 122 yards and he threw for 273. So that's where he's dangerous, obviously. Patrick Mahomes comes out, throws for 291 yards, 20 and 28. Their rushing attack was non existent, but Rashid Rice had 103 yards, 7 catches. They just got the job done. It's a tough place to play in Kansas City. They go out and get the job done against the Ravens, and it's week 1. It's nothing to freak out about. Um, Losing week 1 to this defending Super Bowl champions. So the Packers played last night, first game in Brazil, and let me tell you what, Brazil, um, terrible, terrible. The field was absolute trash, absolute garbage. All right, I picked the Packers to win this game. They lost it. I'm 1-1 right now on the season. The field is terrible. Both teams are slipping left and right. They can't get their footing. Soccer fields are not made to be played football on. Um, it was just ridiculous, and this is exactly why I didn't want to go play in Brazil. I didn't want to be the first team to do it because it was crap. Everyone was complaining on the line um, because the fact that the field's terrible, slipping left and right. People couldn't get their grips. Offensive linemen trying to do their job. It's hard to do that when you can't get a grip of with your cleats. Both, this is for both teams, not just for Green Bay, but both teams had a hard time with it last night. Packers played an okay game. We weren't strong, definitely at all. We had too many penalties left and right. Our offensive line is my biggest worry. Eagles are a good football team. They won the game 34-29. Hurts is going to kill them though with all the interceptions he threw, and they fumbled the snap last night, and Packers didn't take advantage of it. We didn't turn those into touchdowns. We settled for field goals. Jordan Love looked off. He missed a couple passes. Our wide receivers were dropping passes left and right. Or Jacobs was doing crap in the first half. The second half, he kind of got going. Saquon Barkley looked like he just came out of college last night. Not hurt at all, running all over us. Had 3 touchdowns last night. The Giants owner is probably going to have a hard time sleeping going into this weekend, knowing that Saquon just did that against the Packers. Um, but obviously, the biggest news coming out of this is not that we lost for one. It's about Jordan Love's injury. When he got injured to the second last play of the game, he's trying to get things working. He was about to go down. He tosses the ball back to Jacobs, who runs it and runs out of bounds. And Love is injured with a knee injury. Now, it looked like an ankle injury at the time. His ankle did get folded and kind of under him, but if you go back and replay it, uh, then you see his knee pop, and that sucks. We know that it's not an ACL; it's an MCL injury. It's going to be 3 to 6 weeks. Um, Best case scenario 3, probably looking about 4 to 6 weeks. No one wants to lose their quarterback like that, and I don't wish that upon anybody. Hey, Dirt, Derp says, "Hey man," he says he's sorry about Jordan. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Um, it sucks. It does. The only good news is he's not out for the season. Ryan's on here. What's up, Ryan? Says the Packers defense is a problem. It's week one against a good football team, um, with a new scheme. So we switched over from a 3-4 to a 4-3. There's going to be some learning curves. The Eagles are a good offensive team. They have one of the best wide receiver groups in the NFL. They were a problem last night. They're going to be a problem for the Cowboys and whoever they're facing in that division. They're going to be a problem. Now, did they fall off like they did last year? I'm not sure, but they played good last night. Packers just didn't take care of the ball. Didn't take care of the opportunities they had when they got the turnover. Xavier McKinney comes in with an interception right off the bat, with 3 points. They fumble the snap. We can't get it in. 3 points again, 6 points instead of 14, and then they score a touchdown. Now they're up by 1. So, I think the biggest thing I take away from last night is it looks like we have a decent field goal kicker. He was um he only missed 1 field goal, and other than that, he had all the rest. Where our field goal kicker last year was the worst field goal kicker in the league and was terrible. I'm glad we got rid of him. Question is, what do the Packers go from here? What do we do? Do we go out and get somebody? Do we just sit back with Willis and see what he can do? I don't think so. I don't think he can win a single game, honestly. Hurts tried to give us the game. He definitely did. And Carlson doesn't miss that kick. Carlson missed the most extra points last year. He wouldn't even come close to missing that kick. Carlson's trash. Trash. Garbage. But the Packers go dance with Lance. Ryan wants us to send them a third round draft pick for Lance. Um, Look, if I'm the Packers, I call up and go, hey, what about Jameis Winston? Ryan Tannehill's sitting out there. Um, Ryan Tannehill's sitting out there. Bring him in for a couple games. He's worked with LaFleur before. Do we do that? I don't think so. Packers are usually just going to sit pat and see what happens. Um, but the season's going to look drastically different either way. Derpy just got out of the theater to see the new Beetlejuice. How was it? I'm interested to see the Beetlejuice. Um, the original is great. I know they come out with a new one. I'm interested to see it. So let me know how that is, Derpy. Um, as you can tell, it's just a solo edition tonight for me. But we played a we did. It was a closer game than it seemed. I don't think we played that well. Jordan Love was off. He missed a couple throws. Like I said, a couple wide receivers. He made a bad interception. He threw the ball and Eagles intercepted. I'm like, where? I don't know what you were looking at, but like I said, it's week one. The only thing we should freak out about is Jordan Love's injury. And I go from thinking this team's going to win the division to hopefully we snag a wild card spot at the end of the year. If he misses 3 to 4 weeks, we probably can get a playoff spot. If he misses 6 weeks, and I mean, our season's probably over. I don't think we win one of the single games just because of the fact that our backup quarterback's terrible. So, um, our season's definitely going to be a lot different than we were expecting, and it sucks. I hate that. I hate that it's come down to that. I don't think the field. A lot of people are blaming the field for his injury. I don't think it was the field that injured him. I don't think it's the field that injured him, but they were working on his calves over there on the sideline and stuff like that. But maybe it had some contributing factor. I don't know. I just know the field was terrible. That's all I'm going to say about that. No one needs to go to Brazil and play football. Um, the matchups this week, you got the Steelers versus the Falcons. You got Russell Wilson versus Kirk Cousins, and I think the Falcons are going to be a Oh, okay. Well, sorry. Ryan has another question about the play. Was that play dirty? I don't think the play was dirty. Um, I don't think it was. I know he grabbed him low, but he's on the ground. He's trying to stop him from running, and um, tries to stop him from running and moving. Just trying to hold him there till someone can come get him. I think it was just bad luck. And whenever you got someone going down low and someone going up high, um, and that's always going to be kind of a risky situation. And unfortunately, it was in that spot. At first I thought it was an ankle injury because you kind of see that roll up. Um, but I think a sprained ankle that he's back in there the next play. It seemed a little more serious than that. And then you see the knee pop, and I'm just glad it's not going to be the whole season. Um, Good catch there. I said Russell Wilson's going to start. Actually, it's Justin Fields, and that's even worse. Justin Fields is not a very good quarterback, and at this point, neither is Russell Wilson. And I said this before going into the Steelers and Falcons game. I think this year is the first year that Mike Tomlin has a losing season. Mark it down here. I don't know if it's a hot take for you or not, but he's never had a losing season, and I think this year he will because he's got no quarterback at all, and Russell Wilson and Fields is not the answer. But I think the Falcons are the real story here. I think the Falcons are going to be um they're going to win their division. Their division's pretty easy. I think they win their division. I think Kirk Cousins was the best pickup in the offseason, honestly. He's one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league. He's used to being a top 10 quarterback every year, just about when he, numbers wise, he's pretty consistent. Um, this team had a good defense last year. They should have a good defense this year. They got weapons to go with it. I got the Falcons winning this game. Um, I think it's just an easy one to pick. I'm not afraid of the Steelers. Steelers I do have a good defense, but their offense is just not very good. And if you can't put up points, then I don't think if you can't put up points, obviously you're not going to win a game. Um, Cardinals go to the Bills. I said it before. I think the Bills completely fall apart here. Um, and my gut tells me to go with the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals win this one. Yeah, you heard it. I think they do. This is the first game back for Kyle Murray. I think he's going to have himself a pretty good day. I think the Bills' offense is going to struggle, and the Cardinals are ready to get at it after it, back with their quarterback being healthy. Um, Give me the upset there. Derpy's got his Steelers 24-10. Um, Derpy, I don't know about that, buddy. I don't know. How are you feeling? How do you feel as a Steelers fan about your quarterback position? Because Justin Fields didn't work out, and I've seen a lot of him in Chicago. And Russell Wilson, we saw what he looked like in Denver. I just don't see that your offense is going to be all that great. Now your defense is good. Don't get me wrong, and Mike Tomlin's one hell of a coach. But and I look at this week, and at first I picked I'm going to pick the Bills, but there's always those games that you think the Bills should win this, or those games you think should go one way and they go the other. There's always those you're going to have each week where there's some upsets. So give me the Cardinals to beat the Bills. Derby said he's an Ohio State guy. Now, Ohio State's a great college. Most quarterbacks coming out of Ohio State, though, in the NFL usually aren't pretty good, except CJ Stroud has kind of put that narrative to rest there. CJ Stroud's an absolute beast. But I'm not a fan of Fields or Russell Wilson. You got the Titans and the Bears, and this one's actually going to be interesting because of Caleb Williams. Um, I've never, I'm not a Bears fan. Obviously, I hate the Bears. I'm interested to watch this game to see Caleb Williams. Um, Caleb Williams is if Caleb Williams turns out to be the guy, then the Chicago Bears won the preseason. They won the draft with him and Adunze, and they went out and got Allen from the Chargers, and they have a team around this quarterback. He showed flashes in preseason. Yes, I get it's preseason. They showed some good plays there. I hope he's not good, but I think Um, I think the Bears. I have the Titans winning this one. I think that. No, sorry, I have the Bears winning this one at home. Now, if the Bears do win this, they break. They're going to break a little bit of a record because it's the first drafted quarterback of the draft has been like 0-14-1 in their opening day games. So if Caleb Williams does pull this out against the Titans, who aren't a very good football team in my opinion, then he'll snap that and actually get the first win. But I do have the Bears winning this one. Derpy says give him the Titans. Um, Give him the Titans. He thinks the Bills are going to win, but their window is closed, though. Yes, I do believe their window is closed. They do blow it up after the season, more than likely. Um, the Titans. I would choose the Titans. I'm just not a big believer in them. I'm not a big believer, you know, in their quarterback. I do give them credit because they've actually drafted a guy and they're going to hang on to him and they're going to try and make it work with Will Levis. They're not willing to. Most teams draft a guy and they move on from him pretty quickly, but the Will Levis is stuck around there for this is his third season, I believe. So I like that they're trusting in what they believed in him coming out of college. So we'll see if he can turn it around there. Bengals and Patriots. The Bengals win this one. I think this is an easy game to pick. Joe Burrow's back. I think they win it with or without Lamar. Not Lamar. Jamar Chase. I was about to say Lamar Chase. Jamar Chase. I think their offense is good enough. He's a top 3 quarterback when healthy in the league. Bengals win this one. And my question for the Patriots fans, and I'm just interested to see what Derpy and Ryan think. And I think I know what Ryan thinks already, but you draft Drake May, number 3 in this year's draft, and he can't beat out Jacoby Brissett for the starting position. That is worrisome if I'm a Patriots fan. And Ryan said he outplayed him. They're just sitting him. Well, it makes no sense to sit him. It makes no sense. That only works if you have a guy like the Packers. The Packers have had Favre. They get Rodgers sit behind him. They had Rodgers. They get Love to sit behind him. Jacoby Brissett is not the guy that Drake May is going to sit behind and learn much and become that next awesome quarterback. You drafted that high and you don't have a quarterback. He's got to be your starter. You need to start the clock now. Figure out what you got if he's going to be the guy or not. They're delaying it, in my opinion. Higgins is out also. Son of a gun. I still think the Bengals win it. Yes, I'll have the mighty have fallen in New England. Give me the Bengals. Yeah, New England. I think they're going to be in a world of hurt. I didn't really like their coaching hire in Mayo. I don't think he's making the best decision right now. Getting sitting Drake May for Jacoby Brissett. Not a big fan of that move. So I think most of the world's picking the Bengals. Colts and Texans. I've seen some people having this being the upset. The Colts winning this game. I don't know how you can go against the Texans in this. CJ Stroud's an absolute beast, and this defense is great. In the Colts, um, I forget their quarterback's name. He was out most of the season last year because of the fact that he needs to learn how to rush the ball better. He can't. He runs the ball and gets plastered last year too many times. He gets hurt. Um, but I wasn't big on him. Anthony Richardson, right? Yes. I wasn't big on him coming out of the draft. I thought they reached for him anyways. He hasn't played a whole lot of games, not a lot of experience. Give me the Texans to go on the road and beat the Colts. I think that's a pretty easy pick. Jacksonville and Dolphins. Give me the Dolphins to win this. They're in Miami. Jacksonville is one of those teams that um, they're a mediocre football team, and it doesn't look like their Trevor Lawrence is going to pan out the way he thought thought he was, even though they paid him like he's an amazing quarterback. Um, the Jaguars will lose this game and Miami will win it. Give me the Saints over the Panthers. The Saints are at home. The Panthers are absolute trash. Um, absolute trash. They gotta hope. They better hope that their quarterback shows some improvement this year, or it's not looking good for them. Texans go 9-8 this year. Diggs is a culture killer. That is a bold statement there, Mr. Ryan. Bold statement. Um, uh, Diggs is a culture killer. You're exactly right. Diggs can be poison, and I thought that I'll get there, Ryan. He says, "Get to the boys." I'll get there. They're coming up here, and not for too long. Um, I do agree with you. Diggs is a cancer to a football team and can be that guy. Um, I don't think he is with Houston. I think they give him plenty of catches, plenty of opportunities. I think CJ Stroud's leadership will get him there. Get him to be happy and give him the football, and they're going to be winning. Um, Diggs Diggs got tired of Buffalo because they didn't give him a lot of passes, and his quarterback threw a lot of interceptions, cost him a lot of games. Um, the I don't think the his cancer is going to be good that big enough though to cause that much of a drop off for the Houston Texans. So I would have to disagree with you on that one, but I do agree with you that he is a cancer. The Vikings and Giants. Now that's the one that it was a coin flip. The Vikings are going to be a bad football team. The Giants are going to be a bad football team. They're in New York, which doesn't mean anything. I don't think it's a big home field advantage for the Giants. I have I have mm, give me the Vikings. I can't pick Danny Dimes. Give me the Vikings to win this game. Um, it's gonna be a bad football game. It's gonna be a bad football game. He said Sam Darnold will have a good year. I'm not a big Sam Darnold fan, but he's better than Danny Dimes. So Chargers and Raiders. I think Chargers win this game at home. Raiders, they don't have a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback at all. Um, Devontae Adams is there unhappy, and the Chargers are going to win this one. They got their new head coach. I'm interested to see the changes he's made there. Give me the Chargers. Um, I'm reading some of these comments Ryan's throwing in here. Allen is greater than Stroud, or Stroud's greater than Allen, and Houston has 3 1s. Heck, I'll take Joe Flacco for 6 games. I wouldn't mind that. He brought the Browns back last season. So Broncos in Seattle. Who do you got, Ryan, on this one? Bo Nix on the road against Seattle. I think Seattle takes this one. Although I'm interested to see what Bo Nix can do there in Denver. I think this was a great pickup for them in the draft. I think it's a perfect fit for Sean McVay. Interested to see what he's going to do there, but I just think on the road is going to be difficult for his first NFL game. And Seattle's that team that they'll always do better than you think they will. So I'll give them that. All right, Ryan, here you go. Cowboys at the Browns. Cowboys at the Browns. What's up, Julio? Now, I had Bo Nix wins Rookie of the Year. Hot take. Over Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels with the Washington Commanders. Hot take there. Interesting. I like it. I think Bo Nix is going to be a good quarterback. Cowboys, Browns, though, let's get into it. The Cowboys travel. They're on the road against the best defense in the NFL last year. At first, my head had me going with the Cowboys. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb. This defense, I don't know if it's going to be better than last year, but it should still be pretty good. Interested to see what they do with um, Parsons, how many times you're going to blitz him, where they're going to pin him at, what the scheme's going to do with Mike Zimmer. I've got to go with the Browns, though, in this game. And I'll tell you why. It's that defense. I think the Cowboys' offensive line will be a question mark this season. I think the Browns are going to put pressure on Dak Prescott. CeeDee Lamb, him holding out, him holding in, whatever you want to call it, is that going to be an issue? Does he come out and pull hammy in the first half or whatever? I don't know. Those are always question marks when a guy holds out and doesn't participate in the offseason program. The biggest, and yes, the return of Diggs. That'll be interesting. Diggs is a good player. Ryan says hater. I'm not a hater. If you go watch 105 to the fan, and the only one that was certain on his pick was RJ Choppy. All right. Bobby Belt picked the Browns to win, and Sean was going to pick him to win, but switched over the Cowboys last second. I can see the Cowboys winning this game. I think it's a coin toss just because they're on the road. First game of the year. I see some rust from both teams. You don't know what Deshaun Watson is. Last year he played injured most of the year and then missed the rest of half of it. Is he going to be good? Is he not going to be good? They've got weapons in Cooper and Jerry Jeudy. I think it's going to be a good matchup, and I don't think your running game is going to go anywhere, and it's going to be a lot on Dak Prescott to make the right throws, and he can do that. But first game out of the bat, I think you'll take the L here. Ryan or Julio says it's 50-50. I 100% agree with that. It's a hard pick. Man, they are an aggressive defense. They are going to blitz you a lot. Dak is good on the blitz. I'll give you that. Dak is better than Deshaun. Well, yes, he is better than Deshaun Watson. We just don't know what Deshaun Watson is going to be. No clue. He's more than likely not going to be all that great. But last year he played with an injured shoulder when he was playing, and we don't really know what he is. My biggest factor is the defense of the Browns, and they're really good. We know that. So, and they're at home. So I got the Browns winning this one. I flipped it over to the Browns. I just think that, like I said, Cowboys look a little rusty. Browns defense, and then I don't know. Is CeeDee Lamb going to be tip top shape? He should be. We'll see. But give me the Browns. It's not hating. Even Julio says 50-50. And he's a Cowboys fan. He says, I think Tom Brady's going to jinx the Cowboys. He is the announcer of the game tomorrow. It's his first game, so we'll see. Deshaun's dad died this weekend. What in the world? That sucks for him. Says you got the boys 27-17. We'll see. We're going to see. It should be a pretty good game. I'll definitely have that one tuned in tomorrow at 3:00. The Commanders and Buccaneers. The Commanders had a really good offseason. They go out and get the Cowboys, Dan Quinn. They draft their future quarterback, who I think is going to be a really good quarterback in Jaden Daniels. They're going into Tampa Bay to play Buffalo. If any quarterback has a chance to win Sunday, I give Jaden Daniels the best opportunity to, because I think he's better than both. But I got the Buccaneers winning this one. He's on the road. Jaden Daniels is on the road in his first time in the NFL. And the reason I chose the Bears is they're at home, at least, with Caleb Williams. He's not having to go on the road and play in a hostile environment. I got the Buccaneers winning this one. They were a underrated football team last year. They won more games than most people thought. They're bringing a lot of players back. Baker Mayfield played really good last year. He finally has the same off. He's never had the same offensive coordinator playing. Baker's an underrated quarterback. I agree. Tony Romo better than Tom Brady at broadcasting? He probably will be. I'm interested to see. Um, I think Bucks win this one, but I do think the Commanders keep it close, and I do think the Commanders are starting to turn their organization around with some of the moves they made over the in the offseason. I don't know how you guys feel. I know they're all. I know the organization's been a laughing stock for the longest time, but they've got new ownership. They brought in a good coach, um, and they made some great picks. So I'm interested. And they have weapons on the offensive side of the ball. So we're going to see what they could do. We got a Jacksonville Jaguars fan here. What's up? Um, I'm a Packers fan, as you can see. We got some Cowboy fans in the talk in the comment section as well. Um, this one's gonna be a good one. We got the Rams and the Lions rematch of the playoffs last year. You got Stafford versus his old team again, playing back in Detroit. Um, okay, not a fan. Just like him this weekend. You like him? Would that be considered an upset? Who they playing again? They are playing Miami. Okay, that would be an upset to most people. Interesting. Um, my upset would be I got the Cardinals over the Bills. That would be my craziest upset this weekend. Is that I got the Rams to beat the Lions. Lions got them last year. I have the Lions really high this year. They were in my top 5 power rankings. They're going to be a good team, but give me the Rams. I think they're going to be underlooked like they were last year. Stafford still has something left in the tank. They had some players show out last year. Sean McVay is the better head coach. Not that I don't like the Lions head coach, but I think he's the better head coach. I think the Rams go in and stun the Lions, just like the Lions stunned Kansas City last year in the first opening game. Ryan's got the Rams win by 13. That's quite a bit. And Julio has the Lions. Um, and then here's the game that Aaron Rodgers gets to face Monday night. Jets, 49ers. Um, this one should be a good one. I think the Jets are a top team, one of the best teams in the league. If Aaron Rodgers is healthy, they've got a great defense. They've got talent around Aaron Rodgers if he's healthy. I got the Jets winning this one. I think 49ers are a little sluggish. Um, they're at home. I can't stand the 49ers. That is not the reason I'm not picking them. I just think the Jets are hyped up. I think the Jets are going to go out there and play. Um, as long as Aaron Rodgers is healthy, this team wins their division, in my opinion, this year, and it's fighting in the playoffs. So give me the Jets to beat the 49ers. I think it's a 3-point game at the end. And Ryan, 49ers, and Julio said 49ers as well. Um, fumes in the tank. Aaron will Aaron. I don't know what that means. Is that good or bad? Is that blows an Achilles, Aaron, or is that drives down the field and wins the game, Aaron, or is that chokes against the 49ers every time he plays them, Aaron? I don't know. Like I still have some love for Aaron Rodgers, but I got them winning. I just think that they're too talented, and the 49ers are the best team in the NFC. So we'll see. I like the week 1 upsets. There's always those games where you're gonna have it. Uh, where you're gonna have oh dang, Ryan, you're gonna feel real bad if that happens. He says week 1 of 2023, LOL. You're gonna feel really bad if he walks out there and 4 snaps later blows his Achilles. Um, if Eric comes out with an American flag, then they are done. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. That is too funny. That was messed up what happened to him last year, but I couldn't help but to laugh at the situation itself. But man, yeah, you know, we're all NFC fans, NFC teams. We need the 49ers to lose. I would love the Jets to go in there and kill them, and but I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be a killing. I do think they win the game. I don't think it's going to be a killing, but it would be great. see Brock Purdy throw 4 interceptions and kind of have just a random off night. But um, the Rams Lions, it's going to be a good opening week. We've already had some good opening games. Unfortunately, the Packers couldn't help you out. The Cowboy fans. Unfortunately, I don't know if that other guy's do. I don't know how to say his name. Um, he has the Jaguars winning. I don't know. I don't know. Robinson, Eckler over Robinson. I don't. I don't know. Commanders are 8-9 this year. I'm just not seeing it. Sorry. Um, I think the Commanders are up and coming team. Not this season, but I think they'll be better this year and then improve on that. We got a lot of good football games this weekend. Opening week. I hate that my team had to play in Brazil. I know Ryan's been dying to talk about his Texas Longhorns. Longhorns dominated today. Michigan, not even close. Michigan, not. Why is it doing that? It's weird. Every time I go on ESPN and go to scores, it it says I've won a free field. And I don't know why. I don't know what it's doing. It's really pissing me off. I think I'm getting hacked. Alabama is only up 14-13 over South Florida in the fourth quarter, up by 1. Insane. Ryan, where are you at with the Longhorns? Where are you at? I think he jumped off. Julio, who's your college team? Who's your college team, Julio? I'm a TCU fan, if anybody's wondering, but I just they're not gonna be they're not gonna be fighting for no national championship. Texas goes into Michigan and blows them away 31-12. Michigan's got to find a quarterback. They have a quarterback they bring in to run the ball. They have a quarterback they have that throws the ball. They don't know. And their defense could not stop Quentin Ewers. The Texas looks for real. I mean, um, they looked for real today. They blew them out. It wasn't even close. Michigan looked they looked off. Their quarterback. I know they just lost JJ McCarthy and they lost a lot of people, excuse me, to the NFL, but they looked off. Awful. Texas wins. You got Georgia Tech. They upset last week. They upset Florida, and then they go in. They get ranked to 23, and they lose to Syracuse today. Oklahoma State holds on to beat Arkansas, which that was almost upset. Kansas State almost got upset by Tulane. That game goes to overtime. They end up winning. There was almost a lot of upsets. Penn State was down to Bowling Green. They ended up winning. Notre Dame, number 5 team in the nation, they lose to Northern Illinois 16-14. That was just terrible. They're going to drop fast. Utah beats Baylor 23-12. Ole Miss handles business. Miami handles business. There wasn't those key matchup games that you looked at other than Texas and Michigan. You got Tennessee at number 14 versus uh, North Carolina State. They're number 24 in the nation. They're up 37-3. Alabama's on upset alert right now. They are winning, but they're only winning by 1. That'll be interesting. Oklahoma is up by 2 points over Houston, number 15 in the nation. In Oklahoma, Clemson bit up a butt whooping. Colorado was getting wrecked the last time I was watching them. They look nothing. They look like the same old Colorado last year. A lot of hype and not a lot of victories. Not looking good. They were down 28-0 at half. They're 28-3 right now in the fourth quarter. Deion Sanders has got to get his team going because it's not it, man. It is not it. Sorry, my 49ers will take a step down. Longhorns are in this nation's backbone. Longhorns will fight for the natty. They're gonna make the playoffs, definitely. Maybe they do fight for the natty. They play really good. Um, Quentin Ewers is a good quarterback. He goes to the draft next year, and then we get to see another great quarterback right behind him. So the Texas Longhorns have that ability to. We already know the predecessor quarterback, and we know that he's good. He's looks to be good. So Longhorns could be around for a really long time. They dominated Michigan today. I got Craig. If he comes on Tuesday, we'll talk about that. Ryan, you'll have to see how he feels, what he says. Um, Almost a lot of upsets today, but those teams did pull it out. LSU bounced back today as they're blowing out some no-name school. Ohio State's playing nobody. Oklahoma on upset alert too. They're only up by 2 and going into the fourth quarter. So um, we should see what happens in the college world. There's a lot of games. I thought it was gonna be upset city today watching some of them, but other team they came back and barely hung on to win. Texas does look like um, the third best team in the nation, maybe the second. We'll see where they go up in the standings from here. Georgia to me right now is the number one. The way they handled Clemson, the defense looks to be for real. Interesting to see what Georgia can do in the playoffs. I hope they don't because I'm tired. They're like the Chiefs. I'm just tired of Georgia winning everything. But that's my takes for week one. I broke down the Packers game, the Packers losing and Jordan Love injury, and Lamar Jackson can't get it done again when it counted. Um, Gave you my picks. Thanks, guys, for jumping on in the chat. Ryan, Julio, and Derpy. Thanks for jumping on in the chat, guys. If you want to reach out to me, you know where to find me on Facebook. It's just under Brian Watson. On YouTube, it's under the Outspoken Network. Come look us up, guys. We could do a two shows a week podcast. Now that football's back, we can start getting into it again, really heavy, and give you our hot takes and outspoken views. Usually at the end of each episode, we go into a segment called "What's in my locker," and it kind of what have I been up to lately, and not much other than the work and football. Um, I mowed the lawn today. You know, now that it stopped raining the last couple of days, and so I mowed the lawn today. Watched football. Well, I was watching the Texas game, hoping it'd be a good game. At halftime, I went and mowed the lawn because Texas was dominating Michigan, and it wasn't a very good football game. Um, but not much other than that, man. I'm just getting ready for football. We got football tomorrow. I was super excited. So I gotta tell you guys this is a little cute story, if you will. I'm a girl dad. I got 4 daughters, and I told my wife I gotta get at least one of them in the sports, at least one of them, and that will um that'll appease me. You know, I can raise one to be a Packers fan, and my oldest daughter is Darla, and she is just like me. She is her. She looks like me. She loves the Packers. She loves everything. She wants to be like daddy, and so she was looking forward to watching the game on Friday with me. And so when I got home, she wore a Green Bay Packers shirt to school. I got home, I threw my Aaron Rodgers jersey on because I don't have Jordan Love jersey yet. And we sat down and we watched the game together. And I was explaining how football works to her. She was asking questions, and um, it was just really great to have that time with her and to get her into something that I really love in football and being a Packers fan. And um, yeah, last week she found a Aaron Rodgers Packers book in her library. She was so excited to bring home to me. And those are the moments that are great when your kids find some joy and excitement and doing things with you and wanting to do things with daddy and it makes me happy. Um, um, I told her I get a little crazy during Packer games. She found that out, and I said, "You get your craziness for me sometimes." Um, and she gets her little hyperness, and said, "You get that from me." But I get into the games and try to teach her some stuff about football and teach her about being a Packers fan and the history of our team. So I just love that she wants to be a Packers fan and wants to do this because she knows I love it, and so that makes me happy. And I got to work on the other three, getting them to be Packers fans. But um, other than that, it's just been football and work, and spending time with the wife and yeah, that's pretty much it. So not a whole lot going on other than that, and doing the podcast. But all right, guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Enjoy your Sunday tomorrow. Craig and Jeff will join me live next Saturday, and then Tuesday we got a live show as well, with just me and Craig more than likely. And we'll on Tuesday we'll go over the week one's games, the rest of the games that week one, go over that and see who the winners were, losers were, and then we will break down. Um, we will get into any other headlines that happened, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, enjoy your Sunday. God bless, and remember to keep it outspoken.